What's going on today? We're gonna be breaking down pretty much a shocking bit of statistics and something that I really didn't expect. It was very much unexpected for me, and it pretty much kind of describes the simp nation and basically what it is and who's involved, who's the players that are funding the simp nation. Okay. We thought that the people that were to blame for the simp nation was lonely incels and single men. Okay. Even players, guys, womanizers, or women call them F boys. We thought those were the blame, for basically men supporting women to be hoes, basically, to show a little puss, show a little box, show some titties, some feet pics. All the while, that those men were not to blame. Those men were not even part of the picture. Um, all the while, the married men were to blame. The married men were the ones that were supporting women. Um, you know, this is actually, I'm kind of new to this, but not really. I mean, I certainly was married before, but I really haven't indulged in really the aspect of how men correlate to what is going on today with women's behavior, with the laws in the country. When the country that I'm speaking of is obviously America, the USA. Um, a lot of that I didn't necessarily break down. A lot of what most people that do content like I do, or what, let's just say, the manosphere type of content, they always break down basically what women do and as far as their behavior in a certain series event. It actually, the kind of series of events that I started to focus more on simps was an actual married man. An actual married man, he reached out into the cosmos, and he exposed himself as being a married man and quote unquote being a winner, but also a loser, right? And the reason why I would say a loser is you're married, you're winning, but you're always on YouTube, more on YouTube than even a guy that will be considered an incel, a guy that gets no sexual access, or whatever the case may be. Basically, married man is the reason why basically I started to look at who these guys are. Who are these simps? What are they? What do they do? What are their professions? What kind of what kind of money do they make? What are their behaviors? A married dude is the main hater that came out to me and basically exposed that he didn't really like me. That was his. It was the first time that I ever saw any type of sleight of hand. Not the first time, but it was like he couldn't help himself. He had to, in the comment section of a video of what I was listening to, he had to expose that he really didn't like me. He really was a hater. And I don't know why somebody that would be married, have the quote unquote, you know, happy life, happy wife, make money would worry about me, would worry about what I would say in the chat. But the overlay for the underplay is that a lot of these men are living secretive lives. They are, basically suffering in silence. I basically, basically, I know a little bit about that. I've been married before to a woman that I'll just say I shouldn't have been married to, and I definitely did a lot of suffering in silence. And people do that more than I do because I definitely was vocal about it online. I was vocal about it with my family, my friends. They all knew that I was going through some situations. Now, it's some people that don't want to disclose their, marriage and their sufferings in marriage and what they have to go through and whatnot. And, the fact that they're not getting any sex from their wife. Their wife is rationing out her pussy like it's an army pack in a fucking army or some shit. And these guys they take it and they feel like they have to take it. Definitely, if it's kids involved, they feel compelled to stay for the kids. Also, what society would think of them being divorced, what their social circle would think of them being divorced. These are the things that compel men to stay in these relationships with women in the context of marriage. Also, the financial, basically problems that associate with marriage, such as the halving of your finances, or even worse. These are the things that these guys don't want to really talk about. They're they a lot of these men have a poker face. They're suffering with the reality that their marriage is full of shit and they have to pretend like they're winning, just like a poker player that's bluffing. And, these series of events, coming from a married nerd, basically internet winner that is, beefing with people on the internet, but supposedly is making over $250,000 and married, but has a whole bunch of time to be on the internet on panels, in chats, and basically arguing with other people. You know what I'm saying? That's winning. That's a winning marriage. That's something that you should subscribe to, right? When I was married, I didn't really have time to be on the internet like that. I mean, I had a bunch of sex to fucking do that I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? The sex wasn't necessarily no problem with me. But the thing is that you wonder if it is for other men, and pretty much find out that yeah, it is a situation where women are rationing out their sex because once they got what they want, which was the wedding and the reception and everything like that, the overall aspect of them actually, being married, basically, they got you, it's a gotcha moment. They got your ass right where they want you. They really don't. They just, kind of fall back, enjoy, the life of being married, having a slave for a husband. And part of that aspects is they don't really. I'm not saying this is for all men and women that are married. This is just the antithesis of men that are quote unquote winning in marriage, but really silently losing. I'm not saying all married men are losers. No, this is not what I'm saying. I'm saying the men that pretend and put on a facade like they're winning, but they absolutely are miserable in their marriage. And I'm gonna break down some reasons why I think these men are miserable in their marriage, and also, why they do things like, go on OnlyFans, and also um be sugar daddies and all of that type of stuff, is because they are miserable. They very much are miserable. What's going on? Seeking my creator. Um, he says basically losers can get married. Who knew? It's like whoop de doo. Basically, I mean, obviously losers can get married, right? Exactly. So the thing is definitely these guys are simps. I'm on these simps, like, 2024 is basically, what I'm saying, simps on the run. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, like, I mean, pretty much I will say I'm a thought leader. So a lot of times what I do, a lot of people fall in line with. It's just something that I just found that it just is what it is. Whether I like it or not, it just is what it is. When I go at war with the simps, other people fall in line, and then they start going to war with the simps too. So we pretty much figured out in America one of the major reasons why women act the way they act. And I've done videos on these years ago. One of my videos, my first videos I did on submission, I ultimately came to the conclusion the reason why women are not submissive is because of the men. In short, basically, to just summarize the video, I mean, it did quite a few numbers. I think it's one of my many. I know I do some boring videos sometimes. I'm trying to get better, okay? But it was not a boring video. I had somebody join the panel. Actually, the woman that joined the panel was a princess. And basically, it was back in my hotel days where I was hopping from hotel to hotel because I was trying to get my house, somewhat livable or whatever. But the thing is this, right? Ultimately, in short, without having to play the video in totality, basically, women don't have to submit because there's plenty of simps out there to be at their beck and call. So this is definitely 2024. So that means, on God with the simp, what I'm saying? Pretty much put them up, put them up. You're going to be exposed. It's nowhere to run, it's nowhere to hide. Basically, when you buy something online, it's most likely used with a credit or a debit card. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's data that is being used for your purchases, that they can find out who you actually are. There's tons and tons of data that comes from purchasing history. So they absolutely knew, they crunched the data on who the OnlyFans supporters are. Okay. And we're gonna get into that. Gonna play some content as well from other people, because one of the lovely things about OnlyFans and or just content is people that already done the damn content. I ain't gotta go in too hard for it, especially if it's people that I listen to and rock with that all already pretty much done the content. I'm gonna get them a shout out, and I'm a react to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, so basically, to kind of pretty much put things out there as far as perspectives, it's a recent article that came out that found out that basically close to 90% of male OnlyFans users. Because here's the thing, yeah, there are men that sell content on OnlyFans, right? There are men that, sell to others their OnlyFans content. But that's not who we primarily, think about, or even who drives most of the, as far as income. You say you disagree with me on some things. I would love to know what you disagree with me on. Um, but the thing is that one of the things that people think about with OnlyFans is basically women making a whole bunch of money off of OnlyFans. And it's some that do make money off of OnlyFans quite a bit. Not all women make a bunch of money off of OnlyFans to sustain or support them, but it's quite a bit of women that their full time employment is OnlyFans. This pretty much came before the pandemic, but during the pandemic, this became a lifeline for women and a way for women to make money while they were at home, while they were, either working from home or they were, basically on hiatus from their job. This was a way for them to make some bread. And they found out not only was it a way for them to make some bread, it was a way for them to make the most money that they've ever made in their life. And you're like, damn, who the hell is supporting these women? Because it certainly ain't me. I mean, I'm divorced, been so for quite a few years. I don't really know none of my homies. Like, I got a friend, man. He don't even like buying pussy. He like, his thing is, I'm not old enough to fucking buy pussy. So I know he ain't buying no bras OnlyFans. I'm pretty certain of it. I'm not 100% on it, but I'm safe to say, and I know he cheap too. I don't think he's the type that he's gonna pay for some chick's OnlyFans. Okay. Um, because the thing is that I just don't see him doing so. I never been around my friends or I talk to my friends, which I ain't gonna lie, I don't really have a lot of friends. But I never heard them say, damn man, hey, this is this chick's OnlyFans, man. This she is dope, man. Some dope content. I want you to subscribe to it, man. You ain't gonna be disappointed. They don't talk to me like that. Nobody I knows be like, man, she got this chick's OnlyFans is popping. But apparently it's a bunch of married men. That's what they're absolutely doing. They are they're funding OnlyFans. They're absolutely basically supporting these women in this simp economy, in this simp nation. They are the main supporters, married men. That obviously most of them secretly are supporting OnlyFans models or OnlyFans content creators. Okay, so this is an old article actually. Okay, I guess it took some time for this to get out, but basically, this is what pretty much came out is that the men on OnlyFans aren't only who you think. Like again, most people are saying most of everybody on YouTube, their mind, including mine, was their image of the OnlyFans dude that basically is a OnlyFans supporter was this guy right here. Okay. And I don't really know who this guy is. Okay. I don't know who this guy is. I never really did the background work on it or whatever. I don't know. But I don't think this dude is married. But this is who people thought was the main supporter, the main archetype. Because see, in business, here's the thing, and I'm trying to figure these out, and I'm trying to, understand this myself and wrap this around my head. So when you have a business or, whether it's a service or products or both, what you want to do in order to help you market to potential customers or clients, you have to come up with some type of social model of who is your particular customer or client. So that means, who are the race of this person? How old are they? What do they do for a living? What are their problems that they need help with? Where do they live? Just the kind of a picture of who your particular customer that you need to market to, a visionary type of image of who this person looks like. And this is the person right here. This is what most people think is a particular OnlyFans supporters. They're half right in a sense where I just to not assume anything about this guy that basically allegedly gave over $60,000 a loan to this woman here that is an OnlyFans content creator, which is Ruby Rose, $60,000. Now, one of the articles, and I'm sure they're gonna, let me see if they go into that, because I know the stats as far as things is concerned. Um, on Twitter, it pretty much came. That's where it came to my attention. They said basically 90% of the men that support OnlyFans is married men. 60% of those men are white men. Okay. So over half of white men basically support OnlyFans as far as the actual content creators. And then 90% of them, 90% of the overall content creator supporters are married men. And 60% of those men in general are white men that support OnlyFans. That's not necessarily surprising because white men pretty much have most of the money in America. As far as money is concerned, as a whole, as a pot, most white men have the money. It literally, like, that's why if you ever wonder why black men and women coon, I'm talking about cooning. Like, you know, most of the time you see this type of behavior in a workplace setting, or even like you see it on YouTube, you see it on social media, you see the behavior of a black person cooning. And one of the main reasons why they do so is because white people have a lot of economic power and also resources. So cooning is an attempt to try to kind of sweet talk or kiss white people's ass to get some of that compensation, to get some of that money. And I mean, I get it, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is that um one of the things that I'm not surprised of again is who's, as far as white men being over 60% of the basically contributors to these OnlyFans content creators, because white men got a lot of money. A lot of white men have a lot of disposable income as well, meaning they have well enough money over their profits, over their expenses to pay for, whatever they want to spend their money on. Now, the thing is that, again, this is half of this picture of who an OnlyFans supporter is correct. A white dude. Okay. But let's say this dude is not married, right? Most of people's mindset was, these guys, just like he is a thirsty dude, right? Spending over $60,000 for a woman when you can go literally to another country. You can pay a bride price of well less than anywhere between $500, $1,000, or slightly more or less, and you can actually have an entire wife, you know what I'm saying, basically at your disposal. Basically you can just, you know what I'm saying, you can literally go to a small village and buy a wife. You know what I'm saying? It happens every single day. Some people don't like that. They find it disgusting. They find it is something that is deplorable. But it absolutely, what do you think you're doing when you go get married? Why do they charge you a fee to basically pay for a marriage license? Why do you have to get a ring? What do you think that ring symbolizes when you go and um, basically buy that ring for your, your hopefully future wife? If she accepts your proposal, what do you think? What do you think that symbolizes? Why do you need a ring if, quote unquote, getting a woman is not a cost involved in that, or getting a wife is not a cost involved in that? But I know people don't use their brain cells, right? Um, they don't necessarily think of that. So let me go back to this article, because again, for most people's mindset is that the supporters of OnlyFans is lonely, single, desperate, awkwardly looking men that are single. And you can say that 75% of that is true. You just can't put single in it. It's not single men, it's married men. So the conversation, now that we got these stats, now that we know who is who, you can say the main reasons why men are simps, or whatever, the people that are supporting this are lonely, desperate, awkwardly looking, married men, married, schmarried men. That's who is to blame. So I need people to stop, blaming single guys for basically being simps. The married men are the simps, are the biggest simps in this simp nation. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I'm trying. That's what I'm, you know, um, letting you know. And I have not done no research hardly whatsoever in this. It just literally lay right on my lap. Simp content is so much of it, I'm overwhelmed. Okay. I had to do a live stream about this. I contemplated if I should do a video or whatever, but I had to do a live stream because this is a big thing. Okay, obviously I just dropped the bomb because basically that whole narrative, it's not true. I mean, like I said, the whole, again, awkwardly desperate, um men, it's not single men, it's omit single men, it's married men. That's, pretty much what's going on here. And again, this is no research done whatsoever. This is like basically me doing this live stream is the research. I mean, I'm doing the research in real time. I ain't did no prep for this. I mean, very minimal. Um, this is really really a key moment as far as stats is concerned. This is very very key. Now, for me, going to war with the simps, having them on the run looking socially awkward and also running while looking socially awkward, while they're running, um, in stride, asking women for their cash app and their Onlyfans while they run it. Um, basically, this it's a freaking light that's cast on a shadow. Now, the shadow is no longer a shadow; it's this bright light being put on these simps and who they actually are, and what they do. It's basically a demographic shift of what people think an actual simp is and who's actually funding this simp nation. Basically is married men, ladies and gentlemen. That is who is basically funding this operation. Okay. That is exactly who is funding this operation. Okay, so I'm just trying to let you know. You know what I'm saying? I'm being the messenger, letting you know. Basically, this is what's going on. All right. So let me go into this article here. Let me break this down here. All right. So this is the men on OnlyFans aren't only who you think. Put this in the comment section here, chat section, chat box. And it was so many characters. Uh, I mean, it was like, uh, let me see if I can. I'm gonna shorten this here. Hold on. Let's see here. This should work right here. Let's uh let's delete that one. Delete this one. All right, there we go. That should work. All right. So again, the men on OnlyFans aren't only who you think. Most are married, and many spouses know they subscribe. Okay. Key points: a majority of OnlyFans subscribers are not lonely single men, but married ones.
Message.
Okay. So, whatever you thought in your mind, you just gotta take out single men, put in a different word, married men. Okay. So, basically, another reason why men subscribe to OnlyFans is that they want to support their favorite creators. Men are men, okay? Men like women. The fact that they're married doesn't change that. Men from all walks of life subscribe to OnlyFans, and there are many different reasons why they do that. Okay, OnlyFans, as you know, is an online platform for sexually explicit content. It has as many as 130 million users, and much of its success has been attributed to the sense of connection the subscription based model gave consumers during the pandemic. Okay, we said that. Everybody knows that story. What you find on OnlyFans is not always exactly pornographic, at least in the traditional sense, but it's not porn. Okay. Much like Supreme Court Justice Potter Stewart said of pornography back in 1964, I knew it when I see it. And if you're on OnlyFans for a few minutes or even seconds, you certainly see some. Generally speaking, men tend to consume more pornography compared to women. And there is emerging evidence that men are at the center of their larger loneliness epidemic. Data from the Pew Research Center indicate that 63% of men under 30 are single by choice compared to 51% in 2019. Some experts blame social media and porn for this decline in connection. Given that OnlyFans represents the intersection of the two, it would make sense that lonely single men would be driving the company's success. But that's not true, obviously. It is a convenient theory. The only problem, the opposite seems to be true. A majority of OnlyFans subscribers are married men, so the platform may be a less antidote to loneliness and more of a fidelity cheat code. This twist comes from the first studies to break down OnlyFans users' demographics. After surveying 335 men and 383 women ages 18 to 71, researchers found that subscribers on average were 63% male, 68% white. God damn. I said 60%. No, 68%, damn near 70% white male. 68% white and 89% married, with 59% of users identifying as heterosexual and 37% identifying as bi or pansexual. Okay, so that's crazy. So the thing is now we understand our main person that we gotta talk about, or at least I do, is my journey. I gotta come at the married men, okay, the Gabe A's of the world. And then also you got the white men that are desperate and lonely and married and are, signing up and supporting women to be part-time hoes, you know, on OnlyFans. Or to sell their box or sell themselves in some type of way, sexually or non-sexually, on OnlyFans. Okay, this is what we know. It's not, we can know in 2024, we can no longer blame single men for basically being quote unquote lonely and so lonely and desperate that They have to support some, awkward woman's OnlyFans, in her implants and all of the BBLs and all of that. No, the people that are fueling that are primarily white males that are married and other men that are married. That is what we know now. Okay. That's what this article says. I'm not gonna go any further into it. Okay. I'm not gonna go any further into it. Okay. It is what it is. Pretty much. This is what you got. This is what you got. This is what's going on. So whenever you hear somebody talking about it's a bunch of um, lonely single men supporting OnlyFans, no, that's not the case. The case is it's a bunch of lonely um, married men that are basically supporting OnlyFans. That's what's going on now. Okay, that's the truth. It would seem though, it would make sense, like psychologically or logically, right? It would make sense that a bunch of desperate single men would be supporting OnlyFans or be primarily the reason of why OnlyFans is so successful. It would make sense because obviously if you're married, you're not married to a dog, you're not married to a goat or a sheep, you're married to a woman already, so you already have said woman. Why would you be lonely and desperate and you already got a woman you're married to? She's supposed to be obligated by law, by not law, but at least religious law, to have sex with you. Y'all made a vow to basically be with each other, you know what I'm saying? Uh to have and to hold and all of that other stuff. And it's like obviously that doesn't describe someone that is quote unquote single and lonely. That's just not what people have in mind as how somebody would be basically single and lonely, already having a woman that they live with, that's in their same house, quote unquote. People's mind is one of the reasons why men get married is to have in-house coochie, in-house pussy. Well, obviously these men are not getting sexually satisfied because they're not, you know what I'm saying? They're the ones that actually are single and lonely and married at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And desperate. They're the ones that are the actual culprits. It's like it's like if you got a little brother and your parents think because you the bad one or whatever in their mind, somebody that they go in the kitchen and the cookie jar is off the jar, right? Um, it's literally off the jar, and it's cookie crumbs on the counter, and it's a bunch of cookies that's gone. Your parent is going to what? Blame you, and you like, I ain't even do that. That wasn't me. That was Timmy or Leroy. He did it. I didn't do it. But they automatically blame you for what your little brother did. So in this case, the little brother is the married brother, and you're not, and people are blaming you for society's problems, but it's your little brother that's married. That's who's to blame here. You know what I'm saying? Not you. It's your little brother. It's your little brother that's married. That's the blame. He's the blame for why you know OnlyFans chicks are coming up. So anyway, um, now that we got that out the way or whatever, we gonna go into some things in a perspective of kind of why things are the way they are in terms of why do quote unquote guys are lonely and married and on OnlyFans. We gonna go into this, right? We gonna go from the white woman's perspective of why her men are lonely and married and on OnlyFans. Because she can be the only one that really explains it and knows truly what's going on. Because certainly I don't know what's going on. So let's see what she says.
Having sex. This is the biggest reason that women stop having sex with their husbands. And I know what's coming in the comment section and I don't care because I have to spit the truth. And yes, I do know what I'm talking about. I know, Stuart, you're going to comment and say, well, maybe it's this, this, and this, and you're going to get kind of mad about what I have to say. But here's the deal: I have a doctorate in social psychology. I've spent my entire adult life studying romantic relationships, the science of romantic relationships, both studying the science as well as publishing in the science. And so I am very well versed in this topic, not to mention that I've seen thousands of clients and heard from thousands of women about why they won't have sex with their husbands. So Joe, if you know better, for sure put it in the comments, but I think I have some credibility. And if this is a problem in your relationship, you might want to humble yourself and take a seat and hear what I have to say. The primary reason why women stop having sex with their husbands is because they don't feel emotionally safe. And the reason that they don't feel emotionally safe is because their attachment needs are not being met inside of their relationship. Attachment needs are our deepest needs inside of a romantic relationship. And if those things are not fulfilled, we will not feel emotionally safe. And especially for women, when there is a lack of emotional safety, they start feeling very unsafe.
Hilarious. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. This is how spoiled these women are, man. I mean, white women are spoiled. You know, I'm gonna tell you, really, to be honest, as a man, as a black man in America, only thing really you have and you have is the BBC if you got it. And it's definitely special to, those that want it. Pause, triple pause.
Pause.
But goddamn well you ain't got money like that to motherfucking, ball on or trick on white chicks. White chicks, we all know how much, they men go to war to fucking trick. Obviously, they are the biggest simps in the United States. We all know that. The king simp is the white man. You can never out simp the white man. You never going to be able to out simp the white man. All that song, the new song with Bryson Tiller, I'm gonna go to Rodeo and buy whatever she want. The white man owns Rodeo Drive. He already owns it. Who you think owns them shops? Who do you think who the fuck is Michael Kors? Who is Michael Kors? Who the fuck is Tom Ford? Who the fuck is Calvin Klein? Who the fuck is Tommy Hilfiger? Who the fuck is Ralph Lauren? You ain't gonna never. I'm gonna promise. This might sound like some. I don't know what the fuck it sounds like. You are never ever in your entire being gonna be able to out simp a white man. if I ever had to say anything as far as in the entirety about simping or anything like that, you are never, absolutely never going to be. The only thing you as a black man that you do have is your naturalness, your fucking essence of the fuck who you are. That's the only thing. And I mean, absolutely white men don't like that shit. I mean, let's keep it all the way a buck. But that's all you got, because you can't ever in your dreams out simp the white man. He is the king simp. That title, he's gonna fall on his sword. He's gonna take his life and try to do whatever he can do to hold on to that title. It is nothing you could do about that. You see how entitled this chick is? You can see. I'm gonna tell you something, okay? I know a little bit about white women too. I definitely partake. Now, the thing is, I'm gonna tell you about white women. It's just what the fuck I said about what they're already entitled to. Again, you can go fucking buy shit or whatever you want from Rodeo. Who the fuck owns Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills? It's not your black ass. Okay? That just right there. Just get that through your skull right there. You can see the entitlement in her eyes, in the fucking plastic surgery on her face, the clothes. Women like this, they're absolutely used to being pampered. And it's not to just say white women are used to this and that's it. A lot of women are used to this and are getting this type of treatment. Okay? They treat themselves. They don't even really have to get money from men. They work jobs. They, you know, this chick, I think she's a therapist or she's a relationship expert or whatever. Obviously a TikTok superstar. I heard TikTok is paying or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Um, I gotta take my goddamn shirt off. I'm getting hot. My fucking the heat is my body temperature is goddamn it went up because this some heavy shit. You know what I'm saying? This some serious ass shit right here, man. This is, I'm telling you, okay? Um the entitlement is just, this is what you got to deal with. The American woman is the most spoiled woman on planet Earth. Okay? And the white woman is the most spoiled woman on planet Earth. Okay? The white American woman is the most spoiled in the entire Earth, entire planet. And that's and she's setting the precedence of what she's talking about, and she's coming from an aspect of being 100% spoiled. And basically, in short, what she's saying, because I got a little, I can speak a little European or American or whatever. She's saying you're not spoiling me enough. You're not spoiling my sisterhood enough. You got to work harder. You're not spoiling us enough. We're already fucking spoiled. We're like fucking, we goddamn it, mold is growing, mold spores is growing, new bacteria matter is forming. We so spoiled, but you gotta fucking try harder, you fucking simp. You fucking simp. You gotta fucking work harder to spoil our ass. You fucking simp.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
You gotta work harder to spoil our ass. You're not trying. We're already spoiled, but you gotta fucking work harder. You gotta make some new fucking mold spores and new bacteria from our fucking spoiled ass. That's what she's saying to you. Work harder.
giving their bodies to their partner, and they start to feel extremely unattracted to their partner. Like they simply can't get physically turned on by their partners anymore. So if you're not familiar with my content, you might be asking, how do I know what their attachment needs are? Well, there's a lot of information about attachment out there. You could dig through my videos and you could probably very easily figure out the attachment style of your partner. Attachment science has been around since 1958. It's been studied empirically in thousands of empirical studies. Go to PubMed. The studies are out there.
Go do some research on how you can spoil me even more. I need the best cocaine money can provide. I need nothing but Peruvian white. I need the best white, the best fucking white you could come up with. I need fucking the best goddamn it jewelry you can offer. I don't want nothing less than fucking Louis Vuittons. If you don't give me your fucking credit card right now, and take me to fucking goddamn, so goddamn broke. Neiman Marcus. This shit don't even come to my fucking mind. That's how fucked up out of my lexicon Neiman Marcus is. And I did an IT project, and it was from fucking hell. These old ass goddamn POS systems that were, basically made from the factory for the fucking Neiman Marcus stores, and we had to take all that dusty ass shit out and put new POS systems in that motherfucker. And then you walking around, and I was getting like, it was probably getting like $25 an hour to do this shit overnight. And you seeing shirts that's $300. A fucking t-shirt is $300. You seeing the actual prices of this shit. Because I've been to Neiman Marcus. I might have bought one or two items, man. I don't even recall, man. But Neiman Marcus is one of those stores, in case you didn't know. If you live in like Bumsville, Georgia, or Arkansas, and you don't really got no mall or nowhere, basically Neiman Marcus is like one of the most expensive stores you can go to. So you got, let's just say, okay, you got JC Penney. JC Penney is like, kind of, let's just say Kohl's. You got like, it's like between Kohl's and then JC Penney. Then you move up and then you go into Macy's. Macy's is like, you got middle class money. You got, what I'm saying? You got a little upper class money you can ball out at Macy's. But then Neiman Marcus is like, if you don't come in with thousands of dollars already in your account, and I really mean tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars of disposable income or credit card available balances, you're going to be, not walking out with much. Because basically Neiman Marcus is like one of the most expensive department stores, because you basically, a pair of shoes, like that's where you go get like all the brands, Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, all of the expensive stuff. And it's thousands of dollars. Like you go buy a pair of Balenciaga shoes and they $2,000. That's what Neiman Marcus is. A pair of Louis Vuitton shoes, the red bottoms, basically, they're like over $2,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what she's saying. You gotta go do a history lesson to tell me you gotta spoil me more. You're not spoiling me enough when all they need is some fucking dick. Women, I'm gonna tell you, as a man that's been with so many women, I have, you don't think of it. You probably don't think this, you probably think I'll be lying to you or making shit up. But I'm gonna tell you, women are just satisfied pretty much with basic shit. And what I mean by basic is like fucking good dick and food and a fucking place to live. They don't really need all of that shit. They need your simp ass to give them all of that shit. They really don't need all of that. They absolutely want a lot of things, but they're very, very satisfied. They're more than satisfied with penis slavery. And if you don't understand what I mean about that, you just gotta, I don't know. I mean, I can tell you more, but it's gonna cost you.
Pause.
The thing is that yeah, that's what she's saying. You got to go do a whole history lesson on how to spoil her even more.
Okay.
And her friends.
Where you can work with me, and I'm happy to assess the attachment of your partner. And
yeah, you can. She does consultations also on how you can spoil your American wife even more.
Here's what you need to know. The different attachment styles have very, very different needs. So knowing the attachment style of your partner is really the keys to the kingdom and getting all your needs met inside of the relationship as well. So the anxious preoccupied, their biggest need is love, affection, and reassurance. So they need lots of reassurance every single day that you love them, that the relationship is stable, and that you are, in fact, appreciative of them. And they really have all the love languages. They just want lots of reassurance of your love, okay? The fearful avoidant, I just did a video on this. Their biggest need is to be able to feel seen, heard, and understood in the relationship, aka trust you to show up for them in a way that feels good to them. Okay, so really leaning into seeing, hearing, and understanding them and making a lot of space for their feelings is super important. For the dismissive avoidant woman, it's going to be space, autonomy, and lack of criticism, aka peace and harmony inside the relationship.
If you got cobwebs in your eardrums and you hear she's talking, but you really can't register it, you're a normal guy. I'm just gonna say that. You're very, very much normal. Because basically, I'm not gonna say that what she's saying is not some good game. It's some, you know what I'm saying, how to deal with your woman in America type shit, it's some good shit. But the thing is that the reason why you got cobwebs in your brain is because you done fuck bitches and they absolutely, you gave them the best dick that you had to give and they was 100% satisfied. You saw the sweat glistening off their face as they, basically got fucked to sleep, in the words of alpha male strategies. You gave them some fucking dick, Tylenol PM, and they got knocked out and they woke up. They woke up and they had a refreshed look. Like, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you something. I know the look. I've given women the look of, it's like, it's a tripped out look that women get when they get sexually satisfied. And that look is very similar to kind of how they look when, let's just say, they're in basically when they're going through their cycle or whatever, when they're ovulating. And that look is like it's like they have a warm mist over their forehead. They look like real moist and shit like that. That look is from getting deeply sexually satisfied. And I'm going to tell you, I've given women that look. And I've also seen women, basically have that look. And I know that they're already getting fucked. And they're getting sexually satisfied well. On a carnal level. Because women are very much carnal just like men are. And what I mean by carnal is, I'm giving away free advice, you know what I'm saying? I know you guys, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to support a brother, but it is what it is, man. I'll disclose. The thing is this. They already have that carnal mind, just like men have, as far as like hunter gatherer days. All women really need on a carnal level is fucking food and fucking sexual satisfaction and security. All of that other shit is like extra shit. Not saying that they don't like it, but they don't need that shit. I've seen countless of women. I've seen men, basically some of my friends that I, grew up with, went to school with, give women the same thing, and they absolutely, they just absolutely blushed every fucking day. And my friends have definitely never been rich, still ain't rich. They probably got a little bit more money now because they work and everything, went to school and everything, but they ain't even rich, man. And the women they get with are super satisfied because they understand the secret, okay? And the secret is they don't need all that shit. They need you to give them that shit because you're a simp. That's the moral of the story. So I'm gonna finish this because she got some good game. I might check her TikTok out.
So a lot of times what I see is that women are expressing my emotional needs are not met, aka their attachment needs, and I physically cannot get turned on by my partner anymore. In fact, they start to get disgusted, like they get the ick so majorly bad. And could you open up your body and allow someone to like penetrate your being if you feel disgusted by them? They feel like they're violating themselves and someone is violating them. And trust me, I do videos on why meeting a man's sexual needs is very important inside of a relationship. So I'm definitely not one-sided on this. I'm just trying to share the woman's side here. And I know I may get roasted in the comments by the men, and I'm expecting it, and I don't care. And none of my self-esteem comes from what, Bob thinks, right? But I know that I'm gonna have a lot of women in the comments shouting, thank you for saying what's been so hard for me to say or what my husband is not hearing. So there you go. The haters just boost the algorithm. So go ahead.
So the thing is this, right? All you need to know from that, you needed to know it because it definitely provides to the discussion of what I'm talking about. Because this is the the blonde haired, blue eyed, whatever white woman is the antithesis of basically her counterpart, the king simp, the white man. King simp, right? um she's spoiled, and all of the women that she preached to, a lot of women in America are spoiled. Okay, that's all you need to know. You already know that. You don't need me to tell you in 2024 that American women are spoiled. You already know that. The thing is that the reason why they're spoiled is because America is one of the most greatest countries that ever existed because of the negatives and the positives. Obviously, they brought a bunch of very intelligent people from Africa. They invented so many things like the car. They invented the steam engine, refrigeration, air conditioning, cars. Basically the cotton gin, the electrical, the modern electrical light with the filament bulb that actually literally created modern lighting. Created gas mask, freaking lights. Because without lights, or as far as like street lights, they had to use roundabouts and stuff like that in order to merge with traffic and without hitting a car. All of these things that were invented, the plane and all of these things, by all men, including black people, had something to do with that, and black men, right? They created this country where you literally, if you got money, you don't have to do nothing. You could absolutely be a total worm every single day, and not have to do nothing. Okay, You got laundry. Women, all they have to do is put the clothes in a laundry. You know, you know, a laundry. I forgot the freaking. My brain is farting. Uh, a freaking. I keep thinking dishwasher, but a freaking. Damn, man. Basically, they don't even have to go to the laundromat. It's pretty much in your house. You know, you got pretty much a washer and dryer. Okay. Now in 2024, and this has been around for years now. You don't even have to have a dryer and a washer. They have washer dryers combos now. It's a new technology. After the clothes is washed, it automatically goes into drying mode and it dries the clothes. So it's like absolutely so much technology out, so much availability to literally. I mean, you can you if you it's a certain level, and this is where they want to be on, where basically they have enough money from their man and all that, where they don't even have to do that. They can hire basically a house cleaner to come like a couple times a week and then just do all of the chores, cook and everything like that. And it's like, this is the world that we live in. Women, oh yeah, I mean, that's a given. I'm not saying don't get these women. I'm just saying, if you believe all of that shit about what they complaining about, you know what I'm saying? You gonna fall for being, you're gonna fall for the shit. What's going on, T Riddler? Yeah, Tide Pods. They could just put a Tide Pod in the washer. It's just everything is. It's just the levels of technology. That's why people want to come over here. One of the reasons why people want to come over here from other countries that might not have those resources is because of all of the technological um, resources that are available. I mean, it's just amazing, man, how much things are available now, man. You can have with money, you can have literally whatever you want for the most part in your house. You can have your own like sauna. You can have a jacuzzi in your house. You can have everything at your house. Like, I mean, it's like whatever you want as far as you know what I'm saying, your money can spend. And women, absolutely are aware of that, plus more, and they're spoiled. And they're looking at other women that are being spoiled on social media, because for women that look at other women to be spoiled and how spoiled they were, they had to watch daytime talk shows, and they had to watch like the soap operas. They had to read magazines and stuff like that, watch movies. Now, all a woman got to do is look at her phone, and she scrolls through, social media, and she's seeing other women and how they're living and what they have. And she wants that. Not all women have that. And they looking at their husband, and basically they're not satisfied just because they saw what somebody else has on social media. Now you thought you got a woman that was satisfied with you. Now she's not satisfied because she saw some shit on social media that about someone else's life that they want to mimic. So I mean, it's just the world that we live in. I mean, it's a tough situation, but all of that type of stuff that chick was talking about, it goes dark. It goes, let's say, zero dark 30, to where, you have situations where it kind of gets weird. But, I'm a superpower user on Twitter. So, I whatever Twitter brings to me, I'm compelled to bring that to YouTube. Sometimes, and it's not just because it's on YouTube or whatever. I mean, it's certainly somebody else has said it, but apparently this is what goes on, right? This is the appreciation you get for all of your spoiling. Okay, if you're, like I said, if you want to be, I don't know, SYSBM or whatever, you want to go into, trying to be, pleasing towards women. Well, apparently this big fat black guy, he was dating someone by the name of Just Pearly Things, and he don't know white women like I do. I know white women. I know how to deal with white women better than this guy. And he probably would never have really paid anything attention to me. He doesn't know I exist, most likely. He doesn't even know I do consultations. You know what I'm saying? But I could have helped him, basically deal with his white chick. And his white chick is from where I'm from. Well, not really. She's from the northern suburbs. I'm from the south. But I know how to deal with her better than this guy. Because obviously, this guy doesn't know how to deal with Just Pearly Things. He was in a relationship with Just Pearly Things, apparently. And Just Pearly Things, she couldn't deal with he couldn't deal with the manipulation of dealing with basically a North Shore, basically blue elephant white chick, like Just Pearly Things. But I'm compelled to, because it's pertaining to the discussion. He's not necessarily married, but he is relevant to the conversation because he's dealing with the free fall of when simps fail. Okay, that's pretty much why he's relevant to the discussion. Let's go.
Putting her hands on me, I've never called the police on her. She's showing bruises of me defending myself from her, and she making the internet think that.
So yeah, apparently he's saying that your Just Pearly Things is abusing his ass off the camera and basically playing victim.
That's one.
What?
I mean, the man is crying, he's frustrated, but again, about a week ago, they looked like in some type of airport, getting ready to fly out, you know what I'm saying, having a good old time. Okay, getting back rides and everything like that. But now he's got to explain. I guess he's got a social media following. I absolutely don't know who the fuck this guy is. And I never really talk about Just Pearly Things or anything like that. But I am compelled to give you the content and join basically this content with the discussion, because we're definitely talking about simps. And definitely this dude is a simp. I could have helped him. I could have gave him a snow bunny game plan on how to deal with snow bunnies. And one of those things I'll have to say is definitely you need cameras. You definitely need cameras. You do need to deal with technology. Okay, that would help.
Bro, you know this, bro. You know this, bro. You know how you raised me, bro. You know how you raised me, bro. And I just got through all of this drama. and she was on my side. She's sitting there telling everybody, "Oh, I could have sent you to jail if I pressed charges." And brother, you know, I'm not this type of, you know this, bro. Everybody coming at me again, bro. Bro, bro, I'm so mad right now, bro. I'm so mad right now, bro. I'm so mad.
See, this is what happens. This is what happens when you young guys, you don't stay up on your movies. Movies are very much a part of culture. And in one movie I would have gave him to upload so he would know how to deal with women like this is this movie right here. Okay? This movie right here is the antithesis of that world that Just Pearly is in. Okay? This is that world right here that he doesn't probably know about, but I do. This is an old ass movie. This was when I was like the first year I was in college. Cruel Intentions. Okay, this is that cold elite world that you absolutely have no idea how to deal with. That Just Pearly Things is from. And I used to live up north in the northern suburbs, and I know these white people, man. These are the elite. You got to have some elite game if you want to deal with elite white women. You definitely need that, bro. So anyway, what happens is when you go with the whole "you got to spoil me" thing and all of that. Eventually, because she's not giving you any sex, but she's going to have sex with somebody else. This is what happens later, right? After the whole you gotta spoil me more. Well, she don't need that. Okay. At the end of the day, she don't need none of that shit. Women are happy with fucking raw dick and bubblegum. Okay.
All right, so you with my wife? That's my wife right there. All right, that's my wife. All right, I don't know what you're digging for, but that's my wife right there. And I want a divorce. Okay? Will you give me a divorce? Will you give me a divorce, please? Please give me a divorce. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Okay? I'll turn the camera off. All right? Here's the key. I'm done. All right? I'm done. I'm done with you. Okay? I love my daughter. That's the only thing that's important to me, okay? I have no beef between me and you anymore. I know you're a good man. It's all good, man. This is not going to be seen by anybody except the judge. All right? So you ain't got to worry about nothing. All right? Sorry for disturbing you. Have a nice day.
Damn, that's cold, man. That's cold. That is cold. Damn, that's cold, man. I mean, that's what happens, man. Cause I mean, it's like if you get that whole speech of you not satisfied and I'm all of that, you not satisfied. That she's getting satisfaction from somewhere else. Now she might because she doesn't, want you to divorce. You was a pretty good provider. She would have to go get a job and all of that type of stuff. She might, what I'm saying, give you the option of you being in an open relationship briefly, to the point where, basically, you get a hall pass for a period of time. Just to get it, back comical. This is what it'll probably look like. Let's just show you, kind of what this looks like, right?
No.
He was with Chris Brown. Chris?
I went to the Chris Brown meet and greet and stuff got out of hand.
Oh, wow.
We was taking pictures and then
One thing led to another. Okay, wow.
well, one thing can lead to another.
Okay.
I mean, you understand, right?
Yeah,
Brown's
Chris
like a once
Brown.
in a
Like,
lifetime
yeah,
thing.
I
See, she
would hope
understand.
to do the same thing one
You
day.
think I'm wrong?
No.
Do you think she wrong for looking at herself?
No.
No.
I think you're really cute, actually.
Oh, you think?
I
think you're.
Yeah, I think he's really handsome,
Very
actually. Thank you.
Ooh, you know, it's,
Yeah, I live in the neighborhood. You guys live over here?
yeah.
That's crazy. We've been like living here and we haven't seen.
you.
Wow.
Oh, that's
something
to do with 16. Okay.
Like my house is like literally around the block.
Really?
If you weren't doing anything.
You know what's crazy? I actually seen you before, and I was going to talk to you, but
Wow.
you know, I was with her. But since
And we're getting warm here. See, this is really what married men want. They want to be kings. You know, we was kings. They really want to be a king, right? Okay? That's what they really want. But they don't have the balls, in the word of, Alan Roger Curry, to be a king. They they don't think, what I'm saying, a smart guy on YouTube is a king either. But absolutely they want to be kings, but they don't know how to be kings. For whatever reason. So they, and they're part of their game, part of most of their game, the American Western game is to lock this bitch up. I'm going to promise her monogamy, even if she is not even wanting to be monogamous. She's a liar. She's what I call a monogamous pretender. Their game is to lock a bitch with monogamy, the promise of monogamy, all the while they really want someone else. That's why they go into Onlyfans as a married man, you know. But it's only certain women, they're not okay with the idea of polygamy or anything like that. They're just not okay with that. It doesn't matter what women are okay with. You have to set the trend. You have to set the standard as a man. Basically, this is what I want. Get down and lay down. They're gonna lay down. But if you continue to be a simp and lie to kick it in order to get married and lock them down into some monogamous fantasy world, it might backfire on you. You might be a desperate, married man on YouTube arguing at men in the comment section and on panels. That might be your future.
Here.
we can how about no? You know what? It was
Like,
so
I really-
nice to meet you. We're gonna go ahead and go in the house.
No,
I gotta
he can't.
no.
He doesn't.
Wait, no. Change your mind.
So, I mean, it's just a warning, man. Just a warning. So, I'm gonna play another video. This is from Hood Conservative. He pretty much kind of talked about this lonely fans situation with the married men. Coach Greg Adams, basically he's reacting to it. So it's like a triple reaction video.
Just take one. Who are, they go to work every day, they pay the bills, they kiss their wife on the cheek, tell her I love you, I'll see you when I get home. They are keeping the OnlyFans alive, right? It's not the young guys out here trying to fuck on the hoes. Young guys trying to fuck on the hoes are not keeping OnlyFans alive. And it kind of, I mean, for obvious reasons, right? I think it goes without saying. And even though I had never really thought about it until I watched this video from Greg Adams, it makes all the sense in the world. Because this is another argument that actually didn't come up when SKC and I were talking about this. But when I explain this to SKC, how even in my own life, I can point to very few marriages where I can look at that guy and say, you know what, I want to be that guy. I can look at very few marriages and say, you know what, that is a good deal, and I would take that deal and be that guy in a heartbeat. There are very few situations that I can.
Yeah, when you got married men online complaining to dudes about petty shit or even anything, as a married man, you should be sitting on Mount Olympus, not worried about nothing. I mean, you got your wife to think about, you got your wife to talk to. She could be sucking your dick all while licking your balls, basically, teabagging you, um, getting, licking the motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, your ball, you know what I'm saying, just doing all kind of nasty shit. And, basically, try a few positions. And it's like you on YouTube, arguing with niggas on panels, and in the comment section, it's like, why would I want to be like you? You're no different than anybody else on fucking YouTube arguing and fucking being petty and trolling on YouTube.
Point to in my life that I can say that, and what that speaks to is a situation of quiet desperation in the modern American marriage. A lot of modern married men, from the outside looking in, it looked like they're suffering and they're putting on that smile, but they're dying. They're just smiling their way through it. They're faking it till they make it, and they're jerking off to OnlyFans bitches and giving them all their money.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, another CGA. I told you so. Yes, I told you so. The OnlyFans phenomenon is highly being supported. Sex workers are highly being supported by married men. And now, here's the deal. I've been done told you that married men are the ones that are probably the most sexually frustrated in their marriages. But nobody wanted to believe me, because in the most normie, in a normie man's mind, and women that are not married, you would assume that sex is being offered to their men. Yep, somebody said, damn, CGA called this. I called it. Everybody knows I've been telling this joke for a long time. And I said, it's married men that are supporting sex work. It is married men that are at the strip club. It is married men that are supporting.
Married men get home and they wives be like, oh, you thought I was feeling you? Yeah, that's just crazy, bro. You thought she was feeling you, bro. Bitch married you and everything. You thought she was feeling you?
OnlyFans. It is married men that watch porn. It is married men that have a porn addiction. It is married men that support sugar babies. It's married men. And now what we always know, Matt Walsh, we always blame the incels. We always blame the lazy single guy. All right, the single lonely guy. These guys are watching porn. Well, they might be, but I'm going to tell you, married men are watching porn too. Okay, I always tell the joke of the couple where the married man sitting at home and the wife says, I'm going to go run some errands. And she goes, runs errands. And then he watches her out of the blinds. And then she pulls off. He goes right to the prawn collection. The ninja come right up. He like, finally, she gone. And he get his video set up. I can't do it. He get the lotion, squashy, and he get his jerk. I've been telling y'all. And then people be like, Coach, man, you describing yourself. Nope, this is what married men do. Married men are sexually frustrated.
Married life sounds like it's full of prawn and beef jerky. That's it. Just porn and beef jerky. That's it. Until death do you part, or she take your shit. That's it. Porn and beef jerky. That marriage sounds like a bunch of porn and beef fucking jerky, bro. I wish it didn't sound like that. I wish married men made marriage look more desirable to unmarried men. But all I see is a dude with a handful of porn and beef jerky.
And nothing can frustrate a married man like having a woman available to him and she constantly telling him he can't get something. He's not doing something right. She weaponizing sex. He has to do more of this to get some intimacy. He has to do this and do that, and she moves the goalpost. He sleeps with this woman with her ass and peace leave all in the bed, and he waxes that ass 8 times a month.
I heard a term on Doc Thunder's channel that almost made me. I was driving and I gripped the wheel. I almost went white knuckle. I gripped the wheel so tight. I heard a term this morning that it just. I wasn't even sad. I was furious on behalf of married men. I felt anger. I felt enraged on behalf of married men. I learned a term that really just fucked me up. I was listening to Doc Thunder, and I didn't even listen to a lot of the show because it was just irking me. Like I said, it was really fucking with me. Have you ever heard of chore play? Yeah, chore play. Like chores around the house, CHORE, chore play, right? So apparently this is a thing. This is a thing in married couples, right? So like if you do the dishes, she'll like give you a dry hand job or something, right? And then like the list of chore play rewards goes up from there. Like if you do the dishes and take out the trash, she'll put her hand in the Vaseline and then give you a hand job. Like, bro, yo, I was so fucked. I was like, bro, this is what you niggas do when you married? This is what married men get? This is what the fuck married? I was like, fuck, bro. Bro, this is why, you know, fuck, no, hell no.
Fuck you.
War. I was angry on behalf of married men. I was like, bro, listen, just call me and I'll smack your bitch for you, bro. Just call me, I'll give you my number, all right? Just put me in your phone as Tyrone. Let me smack the bitch for you, bro. That shit was fucking crazy. I couldn't believe what I was listening to.
She got diarrhea, she bleeding, she in a bad mood, she depressed. Then when they have sex, she just lie there like a Carl's Jr. star, missionary. And she doesn't drop that neck on him.
It's barbecue in there.
If you believe that you are doing this to satisfaction, you're an outlier. You're an outlier. You aren't even the norm. I've been talking about sexist marriages for a long time. Many of the serial killers that are out here are married men. BTK, the Green River Killer. A lot of these guys had wives at home, all right? And they went out and they went with streetwalkers and prostitutes, killed, and then came back to their wife and children. Okay? And so the wives out here doing lazy sex and hitting them with this right here.
I haven't showered in 3 days and I smell like a bag of onions. Is any of this turning you off? Nothing?
They beat they meat. Married men beat they meat more than they have sex with their wives.
Bro, it sounds terrible. It sounds terrible.
This is the worst.
I called it a little death. That's what I called it when I was in Doc Thunder's chat this morning. It was a little death. Un petit mort. It sounds horrible, bro. Nobody makes marriage look good anymore. This is the problem that the church pill anti-manosphere guys are having. Like nobody makes marriage it just doesn't look cool anymore.
Good women are dead. Evil bitches, rise up!
Now, I've been saying this, and this isn't me throwing married men under the bus. But what tends to happen is stereotypically, we will blame single men. These single men are simps. These single men out here at the strip club. No, they ain't. They married guys. If you ask any sex working woman in the sex work industry, she will tell you at least half or more are married men. Now, the reason why I tell you this is I say these married men need to be honest about what's going on here. You will have a couple that is married or live together. One will catch a STI. The other one will give the other STI. Neither of them will confront the other because both of them don't know who gave each other the STI. This is marriage. This is couples. So they'll both catch it, one from the other, right? And then they'll be like, oh boy, they'll get a private test. and they don't know who gave who the STI. That's marriage. And people ain't talking about it, but I'm going to talk about the shit. I'm going to talk about it. I've been saying this for years. It is the married men that are out here, and they're the ones sexually frustrated. Now, what people are going to say is,
yeah, shout out to the married men. Y'all niggas is out here struggling, man.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. So yeah, check the Hood Conservative out, man. He he got some flame content. This is the type of thing that these guys be dealing with, man. Like this shit right here. That's what he's talking about, man.
Hey, I live in the neighborhood. My Wi-Fi name is 1744. Your wife is cheating. I don't know how you did not catch on. Your address is 1744, but every day when you leave for work, a Nissan parks 3 houses down, walks up the side of your house, goes in your back door. I'm assuming you don't have cameras back there? Okay, your wife is smart, but she is unfaithful. I'm going to walk this way, but I don't live this way.
I mean, dude, shout out to dude, man. He telling, man. He putting dude up on game, man. And that's the Ring camera. You know what I'm saying? He can't deny that shit. But I ain't gonna leave you with no hope, man. It's always hope. You know what I'm saying? You ain't necessarily got to go out sell dope. It is hope for you. There is a need for American men in other places. That's the hope. Check this out.
You can visit Belize. Belize is still having a man shortage, and thank you to all the men that reached out and are currently on their way to Belize. But what we need is at least 1,000 men to come to Belize to help with this man shortage. Right now, the ratio is 12 women to 1 man. With at least 1,000 men, we can have 2 women to 1 man. But if 2,000 men can visit Belize, come hang out with the girls, get married, live a happy life, that would be great, because that will prevent a woman stealing another woman's man. Guys, we're having a man shortage here in Belize. Help out. Come, Belize is very beautiful. We have beautiful women. The environment is very tropical, nice, no cold, no lot of heat, nothing like that, guys. Stay tuned for more information.
There you go.